stoked to be part of Coupe de Ville's Board of the Month series. I talked to Coupe de Ville, Nick Cooper, a little while ago, maybe a couple months ago, and he had this idea to have me ride some different shapes that I'm not used to riding, as well as some standard shapes. And I was a little weary at first to ride a single fin because I'm so used to my twin fin fishes and my shortboards and things like that I know work well. And one of the things that he said was, hey, you know, you gotta add to that quiver. You gotta try some new equipment that's gonna give you a new experience you're not used to. And I love his single fins. I've seen a number of them. I've always wanted to ride them, but you know, going and okay, I'm gonna go get a single fin. That's pretty tough. Not having any knowledge about how they ride, but one of the things that I want to show you about this board that I really liked was the diamond tail. And if you can see the diamond tail there, and I'll put it down just a little bit more. You can kind of see that in the frame. One of the things about the diamond tail that's nice is that you have this wider tail, as you can see, but yet the diamond comes in just enough to where you can pivot off of it. I love riding twin fin fishes, and I love riding my quad fish as well. This is a twin fin fish that I ride, and I love it. Keel fin, especially on the days where it's not really shortboardable. You look out and you say, oh, I don't know, shortboard a fish. You know you need a fish. So I love the fish, but the thing about the single fin that Nick kind of sold me on to try this board that I'm loving now is that the difference is you have a fish, and when it's real mushy, it's great. It's a cutback machine. But when you have the single fin, you can pivot. You can go straight up and down. You can crack that lip with a lot of speed on a day that's not really shortboardable. When you're kind of in between, it's a perfect in between board to draw lines that you're not really used to. Okay, so again, kind of going over what I liked about the board. Having a big single fin is weird when you've never ridden a single fin before, because you don't know where to put it. You don't really even know how to put it in. For me and my sake, kind of like you may have heard from Nick or other people, you know, our generation kind of missed our roots and went straight to thrusters, and everybody wanted to have a paper thin potato chip board. Everybody wants to pull airs and do all these things, but you miss where you need to be on the wave. I got this board, and at first I did what I always do. I pumped as fast as I could, and I feel like I didn't go anywhere. And I was saying, well, yeah, I don't know. I finally learned how to surf this board after maybe 6 or 7 waves, because I stood up in the pocket. I let my feet kind of set right in the curl, and as the curl came over, boom, I was locked in. The fin set, and I was in a high line, and I was in the curl, right in the pocket, right where I wanted to be. And all of a sudden, for the first time on this board, I felt all the speed I needed. The board didn't feel heavy. The board didn't feel like it wasn't manageable. It actually felt like, wow, here we go. I'm surfing the wave as close to the curl as I can be. What was so rad about finally learning how to surf right there and have patience was that I could see everything in front of me now for the first time. I mean, you can on a shortboard, and you get it, and you have a good flow, but on a single fin, you've got to lock in and just be there. And as the wave starts to develop in front of you, you see everything. And now that you're in that pocket, when you're ready to go hit the lip, you're at the lip that you're going to go hit, and you just cruise down with all this speed, like you're flying down the ramp. And when you come to the bottom, now you have all this speed and this big fin to torque off of, coupled with the diamond tail that gives you just enough of that pinch where you can drive off. And like I was saying earlier about the fishes sometimes are such a wide tail that you can't really pivot and drive straight back up where you want to be. With the single fin you can, and it's such a rad in between do I want a shortboard, do I want a fish? Not really either one of them. Which one am I going to take out? This is this is the board that I want my quiver on those days. Especially a big day, real big day, let's say some sort of point break or lined up wave, and you get on early and you draw a high line and you sit in there, and then when you see the thing open up a little bit, you can come straight down to the bottom, just make these big arcing turns off of this full rail. There's enough in the board to keep your speed going, and when you pivot, you can come straight up and you can arc all the way around, or you can hit the lip. The difference between this 510 and my shortboard 510 is that with my shortboard, it's paper thin, so if it's big and meaty, let's say overhead, a little bit overhead, with your shortboard, I mean, you're hoping not to have the wave crack the board out of your feet. With this board, you have enough under you, and you also have that speed generated from that direct line. You can hit it. So I really feel like it's taught me a lot about surfing a wave closer to where it needs to be surfed, and I really feel like once I've gotten back on my shortboard on the days where I can actually surf it, I've felt like I was in a lot better spot, and I just saw the waves better, and I feel like it's really helped my surfing. So I'm kind of sad to give this board up after a month, but Coop will definitely be making one of these for me pretty dang soon.